Hello, everybody. We're back with some more Ori and the Blind Forest action. I'm super excited to be bringing this match to you today. I am Sigma, and my co-commentator for this match today will be Fluffy Per Hour. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm really nervous.
This is going to be a fun time. At least you're not racing. Although in some ways, commentary is sometimes worse. So this is going to be the first match of the Blackroot Burrows group. None of them have played any matches yet because the tournament's only been underway for 2 days now, so we have yet to see anything. But this one is going to be Jay Halcyon versus LostDedew, or as I'll probably resort to calling them, just Dedew and maybe Jay or Hal, or hey you over there.
Halsey sounds good.
Yeah, I like that. So I think I'd like to give a chance for our stat screen to actually be correct for once. Every race I've commentated so far here, we've had somebody PBing beforehand. These rude runners just improving their times while I'm not looking, and nobody's able to update the stats sheet. So maybe let's take a look at that, and we'll see. We'll see if it's accurate. I actually don't know what their real PBs are right now, so I'm going to assume that this time it's accurate. And we can see that Jay has improved his time by 2:28 since the start of the tournament, so that's in the last just couple of days. So nice job there. So Jay is a bit of a newer runner to this. Dedew has been around for a bit longer, so there's a pretty significant difference in their PB times, and you can also see that in the tricks that they're going for. You can see Dedew is opting to go with an attempt at the Grotto Cycle. He's going to be doing fast Stompless, whereas Jay's just going for the Clean Water Skip, which is sort of the main route that you'll see most people running in this tournament. And oh yeah, Jay's going for a lot of the health cells. I think this is the first time, perhaps, that we're going to see 7 health, the maximum safety. You're only losing, I think, like 4 seconds to go for 7 over 6, and it gives you a really nice time in the in the final escape, because there's absolutely no risk of dying to the swim. So I'll just ask you, Fluffy, how much health do you like to go for that final swim?
I used to go for 5 health because the fish, how they were moving, I got the cycles pretty consistently and I had no problems with it. But recently I started going for 6 because I think I might be going through the escape faster now. So the fish are just in different places and 6 is safer.
Yeah, definitely a good play. And those fish can be treacherous too. Like if you take a hit from one, you're in for a bad time. So we'll see how that goes. Dedew only opting for 5. So we have on our stats that he's only opting for 5, but it's easy to take a look at the state of the race and say, well, maybe I'll take a little bit of safety. So we're just starting to get radiated up here. I'm hoping to see an exciting race. I mean, it's very likely that Dedew is going to run away with it, but I just want to see nice first try tricks for people and all that kind of stuff. So what are you looking for in this race, Fluffy? You want to see some swag? You want to see some fancy tricks? What are you thinking about?
I want to see Dedew get grenade jump first try.
First try grenade jump. He doesn't like that trick very much, does he?
Oh. Well, it would be even more fun to see him get it first try then.
Yeah, I know there's some people who absolutely hate the grenade jump trick. It's the last input in the run, and it's 1 frame to do it. You have to throw a grenade and then you have to do a jump just 1 frame later. It doesn't work any other way, and it causes people a lot of headaches.
And it is also more annoying to do on controller, which Dedew is he's going to use the controller.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too. Because on controller, you have to have the buttons kind of spread out for it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think pretty much everybody who does grenade jump on keyboard mouse has 2 keys set aside somewhere on their keyboard to one's grenade and one's jump, and you just hit them adjacently really quick. You don't use them for anything other than that.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're just gonna hang out for a little bit here. Just still getting the runners set up, but we'll be underway fairly soon. So how about that last race? I was doing stats for that, but I already had it blown away from my mind. The double PB. That's pretty crazy.
It was a double PB?
They both PB'd by like 10 seconds each.
Oh, that's pretty good. Has there ever been a double PB in a tournament before?
That's a good question.
Tournament?
I feel like it happened at least once last year, but who knows? And we've got our issues all sorted out, so we will be getting underway fairly soon. Let us head over to the race screen. I love that transition, man.
It's so good.
It's so good. Alright, so we're waiting for the Twitch delay to catch up, and we are underway. Both players getting, looks like, good prologue skips, no menu spaghetti there at all. That cuts out the very touching, heartfelt intro of the game, which is pretty nice because it's 10 minutes long, and I don't think I could handle all the crying at the start of each run if I had to watch it all the time. So off the top here, all our players can really do is run and jump, so they're going to be hopping over to grab the first skill of the game, which is going to be Sign. And a theme that this game takes, since it's a Metroidvania, meaning you pick up different skills that enhance your abilities as you go through, it tends to give you an ability and then immediately test your usage of it. And in this case, you're going to be tested by fighting 3 enemies right away. And there's a couple different ways to shoot, and I think we may see a variance. You can either time shots, or you can mash them out in volleys of 2, and the difference between the 2 methods is merely frames. So let's keep our eyes on this Frankie fight here and see who does what. Looks like to do maybe just a second ahead into the Sign pickup. We'll see if the Frankie fight changes that though. So yeah, timed shots from Dedew, mash shots from Jay, and kind of even Frankie fights for both of them. So pretty good pace up for both these runners so far. Just maybe a 1 or 2 second difference between them at the moment. So one of the first things that these guys are going to do at the start of the game here is try to manipulate their health down as low as they can, preferably to 1. Fluffy, I'm going to ask you, why do they do that?
It's for a trick called Ghost Door. The door that is coming up that we need to get through, it takes a while to open. So while we have put in the 2 keys that the runners are going to pick up, they are then going to place a save before the door even starts moving and kill themselves, and that will make the door despawn until the actual opening animation starts, which will give the runners enough time to run through it before that.
Yeah, I believe Dedew is down to 1 health here. Jay also getting down. Oh, Dedew was at 2, so Jay's down to 1, I'm pretty sure. So it'll be a bit of a faster ghost door for him. And yeah, nice play there. Dedew now heading up to pick up this 4th health cell. Both runners are going to be doing this. So that's it makes the early game a little bit easier, a little bit more forgiving. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to level up. Level ups have really useful effects in this game. You want to go into those a little bit?
Leveling up gives the player an ability point, which we will be using later. But what we're gonna be using the level up for here, while on our way to our, I want to say first skill, but yeah, while we're on our way to wall jump here, we're gonna be going down and there will be all of these tiny spiky brambles everywhere, and it's gonna be a pain getting rid of them ourselves. So we're using the level up to clear them, because when we level up we also get a massive explosion destroying everything in our path, because Ori is almighty and can't be stopped.
Yeah, exactly. We saw Dedew get the level up on the way down, so those spores are cleared out for the path back up. And Jay did not level on the way down, but there's pretty much no difference time-wise between leveling on the way down and the way up, so you'll see him jump up and get a little bit more of experience out of a roof flower, and that'll trigger a level up on the way up. Dedew's heading over to the left, as Jay is doing now, to grab an energy cell. This is their second energy cell of the game. Energy can be used for a variety of purposes. Currently, all that we're able to do with it is make saves, and that's kind of nice, but we don't have very much energy, so early game, you're kind of limited to putting your saves few and far between. So this part of the game is pretty nerve-wracking. If you take a death, you lose a huge amount of time. Jay having a little bit of trouble with these wall jumps. Trying to do the optimal movement out of here can be a little bit tricky. Oh, the slime position is a little off. I like that backup though, not opting to just kill the slime and use the right wall rather than trying to jump again. When you don't get that movement through cleanly the first time, who knows what the heck the enemy is going to be doing. So the shots can cause you a lot of troubles. Getting through the elbow area cleanly though, and is going to be progressing over Black Root Burrow, where Dedew is about to do another glitch here called Save Anywhere.
Yes, Save Anywhere is a glitch where you open up the skill tree or ability tree, and you... My brain is freezing.
You basically do some fancy stuff, and then a cutscene's gone. We hate cutscenes, so just throw that one out there. We'll see Jay doing the same thing pretty soon. There's about a 10-second difference between these runners right now, so not too significant. I think perhaps, actually that would have widened a little bit because of the issues getting out of wall jump. But this next area, Black Root Burrows, is fairly treacherous. It's easy to lose a lot of time because, like I was kind of talking about, you can't save for quite some time in here. You have, oh gosh, and Dedew taking a death, but actually placed a very nice save over on the left there, so he's not going to go all the way back to the start. Just has to replay the spike room. I'd also like to point out that Jay is at 1 life right now, so any hit from a slime is going to be certain death. But it looks like he's progressing through nicely. Dedew getting a nice jump up to that 100 experience orb, and now has a level up, so has the option to place a safety save, and will place that safety save, thank you very much. While Jay progressing through Black Root. Jay did not take a save over on the left side on this orb, so if falling these spikes would be fatal. Oh my gosh! But okay, never mind. He placed a save on the right. That was way too smooth for that. Now I'm getting an update from our stats guys that Dedew was actually maybe a little bit low on experience entering Black Root, so we'll have to be sure to pick up enough slimes here to not miss the level up of the next trick. Now, it's a little bit early, but we might as well talk about it, because for now we're just kind of riding some platforms and chilling out. So, we have 2 energy cells, and there's a 4 energy cell door that we need to open. Now, how might we go about doing that, Fluffy?
To open the 4 energy door using only 2 energy is impossible, unless you level up. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to do a trick called Frankie Walk, where we bait a Frankie over to the door and kill him, and we're going to level up off of the XP that we get from him, refilling our 2 energy, and thanks to that we're able to, place 4 energy into the door and open it.
Yeah, so okay, looking at Dedew's screen here, he is 20 away, and he knows. You can see he's mousing over the experience. He knows he needs to take more, so he's not going to be missing the trick, so that's good there. And Jay taking a bad fall, just missing the jump up to the last lever. He's going to have to ride through the dash room again. That's a kind of painful thing to happen early, but not taking a death, so at least that is good, as Dedew grabs the dash skill. So we'll see what Dedew opts to do. I think he's just going to kill this slime. Yeah. Okay. Now his experience is perfect. That doesn't lose too much time. It's good to realize that that's going on. Jay up to the top of the dash room again and getting to the lever this time. So that is going to be good for him. But the gap widening a little bit, as you might expect, because the PBs of these runners are about 10 minutes apart, with Dedew having the advantage in that department.
And
well, Jay's experience is amazing. Look at that on the right side. Holy smokes.
How much is that?
That has to be 1. I can't even see any. The bar looks completely full to me.
Right. So, anyways, on the left we see Dedew going for the Frankie Walk here. Just slowly leading him over to the door, baiting him into his own death trap.
Nice. gets the Frankie Walk, gets the level up. And now it's not over yet. We've got to get through this Death Gauntlet. Sign actually missed a shot there, but he manages to get through. I think probably just down to 1 health now. So he's going to opt to kill all of these spores, get them out of the way. Gets a health drop from one of them, that's nice. And we'll soon be picking up the 3rd energy cell, which will let him place a save. So we threw the unnerving part for him. Jay's coming up to his Frankie Walk as well. Can't kill that slime, has to jump over it because he has 1 experience to level. So you're going to see the fastest level up from Jay as he gets to the end of the Frankie Walk. But I'm going to direct your attention over to the left side of the screen as the Dew goes for the early grotto cycle. It saves 8 seconds if you get it. Movement looks good.
Oh, yes. So close.
Yeah, that was very, very close. The extremely difficult trick. I don't think Jay will even be going for it, but we'll have to see when he gets there. Sometimes people are just like, hey, what the heck, let's try it out. Alright, so let's... Oh, Dew taking a death. Had to save just before the Crushers. That'll lose a little bit of time, but let's look at Jay's pass through the Death Gauntlet now. Getting out of the water, getting under the Frankie. Nice and clean, I think only taking 2 damage from the water there. So we'll be looking good to get to the 3rd energy cell as long as this last Crusher doesn't kill him, and it's looking nice.
The Dew took another death by the door. He didn't place the keys in. I guess he accidentally pressed dash and just went back into the shot.
Oh my god. Okay, I've done this one. So what he's trying to do there is what you just saw. Try to place the keys into the door, save, and then dash back to the left to die to do the ghost door trick that we saw at the start of the game. But if you dash too early, you just don't get your save off and then you die. And it's terrible. Now Dedew doing a little bit of blind movement out of double jump. This saves just a couple seconds. Actually not... Wait, what?
Didn't...
Oh, I think he leveled the ability but didn't actually activate the tree.
He still has an ability point though.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, dude. Something's going on. Looks like Jay is actually making some good progress here. There was about a minute difference between them around the Frankie Walk area, but that gap has definitely closed here with those couple deaths from Dedew around the double jump area. Still holding a strong lead, but we'll see. Jay is going for the blind movement here, so we'll have to see how that goes. Dedew just having a little bit of a spaghetti, taking a spider shot hit. Just needs to not get hit by these spikes up here, and okay, he should be safe now. Jay is actually in the water on the blind movement, but manages to get out of it while blind. So, good stuff from him. And Dedew is coming up to a precise trick right here, the grotto skip. So we'll see how this goes. You have to jump from a particular position of the wall. Looks like that was second try. Nice.
Yeah, that was
Jay
second try.
Killed by the spikes, but had a great save in position. This Frankie now is going to be a bit of a pain though. Oh, rough. So in these next few minutes, we're going to see Dedew repeatedly save and reload the game. What's he doing with all of that? I can just step in and answer my own question. It's a way to skip these cutscenes. These are really short scenes, but saving and reloading the game is a little bit quicker. So no worries there, just doing, 1 and 2 second saves here and there. And now he's grabbed the first key to the Ginso tree, so that'll let him get to the first dungeon. He's just going to be heading straight there. This part of the game is pretty treacherous. As you can see on Jay's screen, he's having a little bit of trouble jumping up the side of the grotto area. You really have to be careful with your...
Oh, Dedew taking
jumps. Oh yeah. Rough. But had a save at the water vein area. Jay is still keeping this fairly close. They were only 22 seconds apart. He managed to narrow the gap a little bit, and looks like it's staying fairly constant with that at the moment.
Oh, did you realize he didn't level up the ability at double jump? He did it now at the well. And he took a death again. But he got the save this time by the well, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, so as our runners progress towards the Ginso tree here. This split is notoriously easy to lose a lot of time here and there in, but all of the deaths and like double jump mishaps just lose you little bits of time. As Wilson likes to say, this won't kill your run, but it might make you reset it. So, what do you think about this part of the game, Fluffy? Do you actually like this split? Are you one of those types that enjoys playing up to Ginso? Or
it's one of the more painful ones of the early splits. Dedew is now going up to rekindle to skip another cutscene right before entering Ginso. And Jay is actually right behind him. He just took the Spirit Well.
Nice. We'll be using those Spirit Wells to teleport back to later.
So Dedew has now entered Ginso, which is the first dungeon of the game. And it's a vertical dungeon. It tests your ability to jump, wall jump, and double jump a lot. But it's also gonna test something else later. You wanna talk about that? The next skill?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be picking up the Bash ability soon. This ability makes this game super awesome. When we didn't have Dash back in the vanilla version, Bash was really what we all looked forward to. What it lets you do is grab a projectile, enemy, background object, tons of stuff, throw it in one direction, and throw Ori in the other. So it's going to be super useful. It gives our runners a ton of mobility, and that will be really cool to see.
Right, so Dedew is coming up on the first mini-boss of Ginso now.
Yep, you've got to just plink away on your shots and try to get him down in as few cycles as possible. This boss is kind of a little bit of an RNG fest. He'll appear in random places. It's possible to tell where he'll appear, but it's not the easiest thing to do. So to do getting the boss down there, and we'll be progressing on to that Bash skill pretty soon. First, we have to grab a couple more keystones and then die, or watch a door open, but much rather die.
Suicide is always an option. When you're speedrunning, of course.
Mm-hmm. Having a little bit of trouble getting this last jump set up, but seems to do it okay now, and we'll be getting through. You have to be a little careful here, because he's intentionally damaging himself pretty low so that he can take that death quickly, but that means that taking damage on any of the other spikes would kill him, and now getting the Bash tree. Alright, so we have a couple of Bash puzzles to go through here. We're going to just fly through some areas, fly over some spikes and stuff. And then we're going to be doing an intentional death trick called the key dupe. You want to explain how that works for me?
I'm not good with explaining key dupe.
Okay, so it's magic, right? Oh, actually,
Right.
Did you having a little bit of trouble?
Oh,
Yeah, you
and
killed
Jay
the worm
died
there.
as well.
He actually doesn't. Oh, okay. I see what he's going for. It's slightly faster to kill the worm and get yourself up to the platform where that worm is. But if you don't get up there, then it's big trouble. So opts to just go for the backup save at a lower platform, and is now going to try to place these keys in the door and then just die right at the edge of these spikes. If done correctly, which it was there, he'll have these keys now in his inventory, but they'll also be available to collect once again. So this gives him keys for the next part, where getting keys is a lot more painful.
Looks like Jay is Oh. You took another death right before the door. That's unfortunate.
Ouch. Now, if you've watched Story in the past, you might be thinking, where the heck is Dedew going right now? Aren't you supposed to finish the Ginso tree? And that is not what we're going to do. That's not what either rare runner is going to do. Turns out it's quicker to just teleport out and manipulator's way into swamp this way. So he's going to be heading up in this path to use what is normally an exit to swamp and try to break in. This is a pretty tricky trick, and we'll see how it goes. Taking one safety save here as he progresses through this spiky area. He has to get this frog over to the right into a particular position and get the frog to break the roof for him. Nice actual backup there, not managing to chase the frog quite quickly, but making sure that the frog wouldn't run off. Getting him over into the floor, so he has to get the frog into the corner and then do a manipulation to get the shot high enough to break the roof. These shots have an invisible ceiling on them, which makes them impossible to bash, and it looks like he got through there very nicely that time, so good job from Dedew. Soon, Dedew is gonna grab the stomp skill. This is a nice kind of movement. Oh wow, takes a bit of a death there, but has a save available, so nice. And now getting up to the stomp skill. This gives you the ability to move down quite quickly. For some reason, spinning around and then kicking your feet down makes you fall faster than just floating down, so, I mean, well, what the heck. Kind of makes sense though, right? I mean, Ori's a leaf, so not most aerodynamic thing to begin with. So I guess orientating yourself differently as a leaf could make you fall faster, don't you think?
Well, I mean, the game is saying yes, so I can't argue with that.
Makes sense. So Jay getting through the second Ginso mini-boss now, and will be attempting the same swamp entry. Definitely not the easiest trick, but things are still progressing quickly on Dedew's screen. He has to use the same frog to try to grab an ability cell. This only saves a couple of seconds, but yeah, hey, what the heck, it saves a couple of seconds, so we'll do it. And gets that first try, very nice. Now, oh, oh gosh, the laser. Okay, everything's fine. It was only a little spooky for a moment there. Now here's a trick, a cutscene skip coming up on Dedew's screen, which if it goes well, you won't see a thing, and that position looks pretty good, and nothing there. Yeah, we're progressing on normally. Oh gosh!
Died. He's gonna have to do it again.
Alright, is there still nothing there, or did they add a cutscene in since he died?
No. Doesn't seem to be anything there.
Alright, good stuff. And making a save this time, yes, please do. Oh gosh! That's oh!
Oh no!
The water! Oh no! Okay. We're okay.
Just having a little bit of trouble getting to the 5th energy. Oh! Oh, that spider shot hit the top there.
That was a fairly Final Destination-like death there. You know? It's like the water should
and Jay getting multiple double bashes in a row to get into swamp.
Nice. Really good from him. Oh my gosh, that was so close to falling into those spikes again, but Dedew's through that part safely now. Nice job there. And Jay will soon be heading over to pick up Stomp.
Right. So with Jay getting those double bashes, oh my god, he's doing more.
The madman.
Yeah. The double bashing is not an easy trick in the game at all. It's a trick that allows you to shoot your projectile or target or whatever you're bashing in one direction, and if you let go of the bash button and press it 1 frame later, you'll then be able to shoot yourself towards the same direction or any other direction that you want without affecting the first bash.
Yeah, we can see Jay putting it to great effect. Dedew is coming up into a pretty tense section of the game here. This is Valley, and we're soon to pick up Charge Dash, which greatly enhances our movement abilities, and we'll be using it for some fancy tricks coming up soon. So the first thing coming up is a fairly notorious trick known as Fast Stompless. This one, we're going to have to try. Oh, actually, meanwhile on Jay's screen, the frog unfortunately dying, going for the ability cell. He's going to opt to take a death and redo the frog manipulation. This is just as fast as using the worms in the area, so just, you know, good decision there to do it quickly with the save. Doesn't get the frog into position again, but this one looks good as long as he doesn't run off. God dang it, you frog. Why do you do that? But okay, while he's doing that, I'll direct your attention over to the left here. Coming up on Fast Stompless is Dedew, leveling up Charge Dash just there, and now he's going to be racing up to the top here. He's got to grab this spider shot, send it at a specific angle. Didn't like that first one, and didn't like that second one. He's opting to get a good position on it, trying to manipulate this correctly because this is very precise. Sends that off on an angle. If aimed correctly, that will soon hit the top of some rocks, which will trigger a cutscene. Now, in the meantime, he wants to go over and get an ability cell, but messed up the movement and looks like the shot didn't hit, so opts to take a death, and we'll probably see another attempt at it here. And Jay getting through the Kuro cutscene first try, so we did not get to see the Kuro cutscene today. There's nothing there. Don't worry about it. LostDedew going for another attempt at the Kuro cutscene. The Kuro cutscene. Well, it is a Kuro cutscene, right? But we're not skipping it. No, looks like the shot missed. That was an attempt at Fast Stompless.
And he kills the spider and
brutal.
Takes the death.
True to form, Jay opting for some double dash strats to get out of that 5th energy cell. So playing nice and clean here. I think the gap is definitely lessening between these racers. Dedew has a big advantage here, but if they spend too long on Fast Stompless, it can definitely cause a lot of problems. Jay is coming up to the Charge Flame tree and soon to Valley entry, whereas Dedew is having a little bit of trouble just getting this shot set up quite correctly. This is definitely not an easy trick, to be sure. And then we'll see, going up to the cell, manages to get the cell and the shot missed again. So we'll see, maybe going to opt to try the shot again, or might just go up and stomp it this time. We'll have to take a look.
He keeps going for it.
He wants to get it. It is faster if you can get this shot to hit, and if you're confident in getting the shot to hit, then you know, this is the right play. It saves still like several seconds over going all the way up there, and that one
and he got it.
Nice. All right, so we're going to be heading into a flurry of tricks here. Now that we have Charge Dash, we're immediately going to do a manipulation called rocket jumping. And this is basically just based on enemy position. Charge Dash homes you in on the nearest enemy, but by interrupting a Charge Dash, you can cause yourself to not lose the speed that you would normally have, and if done correctly, it might look something along these lines here. Just flying up to the top really fast there, and now into a very big sequence break called Zorobash. So we'll see how this goes for Dedew. That bird position looks a little wonky, so it's going to opt to reset it and try again. So we're trying to get these birds to follow in a specific way so we can get through these spooky spikes and get into Surpass, and that's a nice first try. Nailed it. So a little bit of trouble with Fast Stompless for Dedew, lost some time, but this play since then has been very good. Fast rocket jump, fast Zorobash, so this is looking good. Also opting not to place any saves. Oh no!
He's gonna have to do Zorobash again now.
That's rough. Jay's actually catching up big time with that. It's optimal, of course, not to place any saves. Use all your energy on charge dashes. But that's what it can cost you sometimes. If you get hit, things do a lot of damage in there, and you can have some big troubles with it. So we're seeing Jay opting not to go to Fast Stompless. Being a newer runner, hasn't had time to practice it yet, and as you can see, that trick often will just lose you time if not executed very well. So he's going to be progressing steadily on here, heading through to the Kuro area. Takes a death there, but not a big deal. He has a safety save. Now we're seeing Dedew's second pass through Sora. This one looks like it's going good, and is... yeah, tried to make a safety save and then floated away from the platform, and then goes back and makes it a good thing too. Holy smokes. So, the dude's got the ability menu up. Can you tell what's going on over there?
He's doing another save anywhere to do a trick called Terra Break, where you save close to a ceiling, which is, which, you know, it's very high up. You can't reach it if you just charge jump. So instead, we save really close to it. We fall down and we die while charge jumping, and for some reason we keep the charge from the charge jump for a short time, and short enough time that we'll still have it when we respawn, and we'll break the roof. So he's able to float up to Sunstone.
Nice, perfect. And keeping the save anywhere up to also skip the Sunstone cutscene. I think in the races this morning we actually saw a few Sunstone cutscenes because of errors in this trick, but no problems like that here. Now, meanwhile, Jay is going for Sorrow Bash. Oh, bird. Just a little bit too far right there. Eats some spikes.
Kind of looked like he was bashing a dead bird for a second.
Yeah, you actually can bash a dead target for 1 frame after it dies, so that's what was happening there. And taking another death there, so that first one really was close to getting in. We'll see how this goes as we progress. This one looks good. This bird position is very nice, easy to work with. And in there, nice, well played. Here we go.
And Dedew is heading back down from Sorrow, down to Misty, to get our second to last skill.
We got a little bit of a high five from our runners there, and Jay will place a safety save. There's one safety save that you can place in Sorrow without losing too much time, so good choice to use it there before, you know, taking a kind of similar death that Dedew took. And let's be even more safe. Let's place another one. Good job. And Dedew is progressing through Misty. This part of the game is super cool. Now, a lot of runners say that, like, they really like Misty Woods. The movement's just awesome, and it's their favorite part. Do you think the same way, Fluffy, or is there some other part of the game you prefer more?
I think me and Misty have like a love-hate relationship. It's really satisfying when you go through it fast and you get everything first try, but there's always something that is just going to mess you up, and it gets really frustrating because Misty is not an easy part of the game, even though it is just movement based and doesn't really have that many tricks that you need to do.
Yeah, the super spooky thing about it, I think, is that you want to be using all of your energy on charge dashes and rocket jumps if possible. And that means you don't save it all, optimally. Now, of course, for race safety, you know, it's only a second or two slower to place a save here and there, and to do LostDedew, which I think is a very good decision. He'd already taken some damage, which means the spikes will then one-shot him, and good thing he did, because he just took spike damage. But this does mean that right here he's at 1 HP. Gonna get some use out of that safety save, maybe earlier than he wanted to. Maybe he wanted to get to the next section before perhaps placing another, but we'll see if he can get through this. It doesn't take spike hit that time, so this should be a little bit safer. We see Jay also didn't have trouble getting up to the Sunstone too badly, so we'll be making that cutscene skip, and no Sunstone cutscene for us in this race. So Dedew, progressing. That save, dude. I don't know what his health was at that moment that he got hit, but he saved and then immediately got hit by the mortar worm shot. If he was low enough to die to that before the save, holy smokes. Alright, so some say that there's a mini-boss at the end of Misty. We'll see if we see it this time. Just a little bit. I'm not sure if there was really anything there.
I don't know, I thought I saw something pop up for a second.
There was a bit of a blip, perhaps.
Now Dedew is heading back out of Misty to head for the last skill of the run, which is Grenade.
Jay taking a quick death entering Misty as well, but has a save on the low ground, so not much time lost there. So that's good. And yeah, Dedew heading over to Grenade, as you said. Oh, okay, good. Jay did not get stuck in the roof. That's horrifying, that area sometimes. Alright, so yeah, Dedew just has to deal with a couple laser cycles on this area coming in. First one intentional death there to glitch the door on the right open. That's the path that he'll be using to get out of here. And now has to make sure he got hit a little bit, but I think his movement is still good enough to make the fast cycle. We'll see what we get. Doesn't see the laser and goes for it anyways.
Oh, that's close.
Nice job.
And
that part can be
now
scary.
Dedew is doing another save anywhere to skip another cutscene. Probably the longest cutscene of the run.
I think so. And we get, I think for perhaps the second time this race, we get synced tree animations, but just one tree apart.
So the skill that Dedew got now was Grenade. Do you want to talk about Grenade?
Yeah, Grenade is one of the new skills in the Definitive Edition. It just throws this little ball of energy that explodes, and it's honestly on its own incredibly useless. With a combination with Bash, you can bash off of them, but that's not very fast, so we won't see them do that too much. So for a long time, we kind of joked around that Climb and Grenade are just these silly skills. They have no great function. But then, a while back, it was discovered, for some reason, if you climb on a wall, you throw a grenade, and then you charge jump off the wall immediately after you throw the grenade, you just go flying super fast, which is not hugely useful in most situations because we already had charge dash, which is just as fast, but it allows us to do a really cool skip that cuts out half of the final cutscene and saves about 35 seconds at the end, but it's a one-frame trick and has to be done from a very specific position, so we'll have to keep our eyes out for that. But first, Dedew is going to have his attempt at the door warp. This is another one-frame trick, just fun stuff put into the last segment of the run, where he has to try to reload this file. Hal taking a death there, but has a save in good position, so that's not too bad. And Dedew looking like getting a first try door warp there, so nice job on that front. Alright, so we were talking about this a little bit before the race, but this final escape area, because we haven't cleaned the water, there's a poisonous water swimming section near the end, and Dedew is chilling at 5 health right now, which is the minimum to get through successfully, so this part's super spooky. You think he's gonna make it, Fluffy?
I don't know. To be able to make it, he can't take any damage before the water, and it's pretty close with 5 health. It's a spooky swim. So let's see if he makes it. Fish are in good positions, and he made it.
Nice. Very tight. Good swimming there. And now we'll be heading into his grenade jump. He has to get into the right spot. Just taking his time setting it up. Nice. And gets to the angle and gets to the input.
That looks like a good grenade jump.
I think he's got it. So that will finish things up for Dedew. Time is not yet. You still have to finish the final cutscene, but all that you have to do for that is just hold right. So he's A-okay. And we got Jay finishing up Misty now, cleaning up that mini boss, and we'll be heading over to Grenade as well, using some extra energy on a save. Just doesn't want to go back into Misty, so good call there. Alright, so there's the teleport down to Grenade. As Dedew finishes up with just a high 37 time there, sub 38. I'm sure he'll have his, regrets about some things that happened in the run, but takes the win in this first race of his in the tournament, so you always got to be happy with that. Can also take a moment to shout out our production team for the awesome job that they've done setting things up in this tournament. The instant replays, all the cool transitions and stuff. Absolutely love this. All right. So Jay's heading into this cutscene skip here. Nice dash glide gun in their first try, and we'll soon be grabbing grenade and heading over to the end. So that was a pretty fun race. We'll get to see some flashy movement through the last part from Jay here, surely. I'm not sure if he'll go for any extra grenade jumps. Most sane people don't. What do you think about extra G jumps, Fluffy? Personally, you like showing off, or do you like just having having an easy
I'm really bad with grenade jumps. I just can't get them.
It's I feel you, man. I feel you.
I just don't like one frame tricks. They're so hard. It's almost as if you have like one what's it called, 1/6?
1/60th, yeah.
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 Yeah. That's like no time at all. It's so difficult.
I know, man. I don't know how, how the people do it. Muffin with his madness, but it is what it is. So we will see probably the one grenade jump at the very end. Although, oftentimes people will just opt in race scenarios to just finish the run without going for it, because that trick can soft lock you, and that's fairly tragic.
Right. And then you would have to restart the game to get back in and be able to move.
Yeah, that's for sure. So we see, as we were mentioning before, for safety on the final escape segment, Jay has 7 health, which is, not a bad choice. Extra 4 seconds to get a 7 health cell, and pretty much make sure that the swim is not going to go badly. You still can't really take any extra damage in the final escape, because the fire does a lot of pain to you.
I think 4.
Yeah, usually 4. It's very hot. It's very painful.
And he doesn't get the door warp first try. Will he get the second try? Yeah, he got a second try.
I think that's still bringing down the current tournament average. We had a few high dual warps earlier, so good job improving our overall community stats. It's a valiant effort.
Don't worry, I'll bring it back up again.
Nice, dude. 7th try. Yes.
I was thinking more of like 15th.
Oh man.
Oh,
That's what I want to see. It's a real nightmare scenario when you're just sitting there trying to door warp over and over again. It's just like, at what point do you just go farm an ability cell and do the save drop? Alright, so we see the swim going for Jay right now, getting through, has some extra health to spare, so actually could take a hit from these very final fiery rocks. These only do 1, and is probably not going to want to. Yes, avoids all the damage there. Now setting up the grenade jump position, looking good. Inputs were a bit off, and opts to just finish the game. Or maybe unintentionally finishes the game, given the mouse shakes. But that will do it. Now just has to hold right. Has a little bit more cutscene to get through, but that's all okay. So while Jay is just holding right here, I do believe we are joined by Dedew. So, hi Dedew, how's it going? Congrats on your win.
GG.
Hey, thanks. Pretty fun race, like a lot of spaghetti, early game.
Oh yeah.
And mid game too, actually.
Yeah, your
There was a bit
approach
of a
to double
spaghetti
jump was
everywhere.
a little painful at times. But I want to ask you a little bit about fast stompless. How much you like or dislike that trick after this race?
I used to get it pretty consistently, like first or second try, but like I don't know, I couldn't. Like muscle memory was messed up, and I couldn't get it like my setup.
Oh yeah, I saw you throwing away a few of the shots and then just a couple misses, and it's just like that trick's frustrating because you can't really tell if it's going to work or not until the very last moment.
Yeah, I probably could have gotten all those shots. But I wasn't feeding him, so I wanted to make sure I hit. I didn't even hit, so
Yeah. So you've won your race, and looking forward into your groups. Oh, actually, I should mention there we have the final time for Jay finishing up, holding right while this interview was going on with a 44:19 from the looks of things. So nice job from him coming in strong to the ending. GG. So one more question for you, Dedew. Looking forward to your next races in your group. Who are you looking forward to playing the most, or perhaps the least? What are you thinking coming up to your next races?
well, F is my doubles teammate, so it's weird to play against him, and I want to play against Trojan too because we are pretty much the same level. I mean, his PB is a bit better, but yeah, Awesome of Best is about the same. So I'm
Nice.
looking forward for that match.
Oh yeah, those are going to be exciting for sure. So, thank you for joining us. This has been pretty fun race to watch, and the Ori action is not stopping here. We've got some more races coming up for you. Let me just grab the schedule so I don't mislead you. We'll find out who we're watching next. It's going to be somebody. It looks like Griffs versus Curafel coming up in just a few minutes, and we'll have Trojan and Madensane joining us on the mic for that. So stick around for that. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back soon with the next race.